Like at 40%, I did not expect this to have this much intensity on the nose. Hey guys, welcome back once again to McIntyre's Malts. My name is Wade, and you're with me today on another my first time tasting and review. And the whiskey today is the Glenlivet 15 French Oak Reserve. Now, if you saw my recent review on the Glenfiddich 15, I thought I would continue along in that vein of doing some of those, what you would probably consider an entry-level whiskey. So I'm going to pour some of this Glenlivet 15 into my Glencairn glass, and then we can talk a little about the whiskey itself, and then begin with the review. All right. The cork came out very easily. Okay. Very light in colour too. Glenlivet is a Speyside single malt distillery around since 1824. So this being 2024 now, as I'm recording this, we are about to hit their 200-year anniversary. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of special expressions they release. This one, the Glenlivet 15, is currently in the range of $170 to $180. I did not pay that kind of money for that. Part of the joy for me is going on the hunt and finding whiskies on special. So for me, I found this with a discount code that I had for $130, and then went to another place that beats prices and did it lower than that again. So there's no way I would pay $170 to $180 for this. So I want to call that out at the beginning. So this one for less than $130, I can stomach that. The difference with this expression is that the Glenlivet finished this in French oak. Glenlivet was one of the first distilleries to experiment with French oak. Let's begin with my first nosing on the Glenlivet 15 French Oak Reserve. Definitely the spiciness is there. It comes out as if it's almost more of a higher ABV. Like at 40%, I did not expect this to have this much intensity on the nose. So I'm definitely attributing that to the French oak. There's the fruitiness that is familiar to me underneath, being the vanilla and coconut notes on a Glenlivet. There's a butteriness too. This smells very creamy, but there's like an oak spice, almost like virgin oak, that fresh wood kind of wet pine note to it. And I know this is going to sound weird. If you've ever crushed those little black ants, there's this weird scent that's like nothing else. And I get that similar note on rye whiskey. It's almost like a grassiness. There's definitely the sweet combined with the spice here. Oh, there was a richer fruit note then all of a sudden, like dried pawpaw, dried papaya, like the little chunks you get in toasted muesli. That's there. The thing that kind of surprises me the most is the sharpness on the nose, given that it's only 40%. That you could easily confuse that with ethanol intensity, but with less ethanol in this whiskey. It's definitely the spice. Let's now get the Glenlivet 15 French Oak Reserve onto my palate for the first time. Slàinte. The spice from the French oak gives it what's missing from the ABV on the palate. Texture starts okay, but as you salivate, swirling the whiskey around your palate, it starts to reduce the whiskey with your saliva. It thins out quite a lot. It's got this sharpness to it. It's confusing because it feels like the ethanol intensity when you've got some whiskey that comes in too hot, but this is only 40%, so I don't think that's where it's coming from. So I have to attribute it to the French oak. You're left with more of the fruit, like dried apricots, dried papaya. It's an extremely short finish, as to be expected. I definitely think it's a beginner whiskey, most certainly. This is not something that I would rush out and continue to keep on my shelf. Another nosing and see if anything further has now opened up or unfolded in the glass, and then we'll finish with a final sip and my recommendations on the Glenlivet 15 French Oak Reserve. It's getting better now. I'm getting this really nice contrast. It's a beautiful oak wood note and toasted marshmallow. Chewy, sugary vanilla, a little bit of the tropical fruit. It's a pleasant nose. I don't think anyone would be offended by the nose on a Glenlivet. The spiciness is virtually gone now from the nose. It's pleasant. It's a really nice fruity nose. It just, to me, it's absolutely a bowl of toasted muesli. Okay, let's go now with the final sip on my palate and end with the recommendation for the Glenlivet 15. Cheers. Now the spice is coming through. It's like, as I say, there's this like hint of alcoholic fruit juice and malt. It's just super easy drinker. I don't think anyone can really say it's a terrible whiskey. It's a nice drink. I don't dislike it. It's easy enough to enjoy, but it doesn't give me enough to make me want to come back to it. And there is no way on earth I would pay $180 for a bottle of this. That's absurd. It doesn't have enough going on for it for that price. So yeah, I'm gonna have to say I don't recommend this one. So let me know, what do you guys think? It's definitely not the best whiskey I've had, but also not the worst. That's all I got for you guys today. If you've enjoyed this one, you might also like to check out this other video here I did recently. Please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and if you enjoy the content and want to be part of the community, make sure that you click on super thanks and join, be part of what else is going on behind the scenes. I'd love to have you along for the journey, and thank you for being here with me on this one. Once again, my name is Wade, and I'll catch you on the next McIntyre's Malts.